What's up, you guys? So I've started doing a little bit of modifications to the motor. So basically, I got some coolant right here. That's because I just finished topping this off. But I put in this right here, an oil catch can. So basically what this is going to do is catch any oil that comes from the valve cover into the intake system, which when the intake system's on here, you got a little valve right here, and usually it runs from here to here, but we're gonna run it into here, into over here, and catch any oil down there, and then the air will continue to flow through here, come out through this valve, and then go to the intake. So that's the oil catch can. That's how you install that. And then I went ahead and it's got a little bracket right here. I just bolted it onto the other side of this. It has a bolt. And that's it for that. I'm also gonna replace the fuel regulator, which is this right here. It's got 2 bolts on each side. I'm gonna remove those. Make sure your keys are out of the ignition. You don't want any fuel getting pumped through there and spilling all over the place. And we are going to replace that with this one. An aftermarket one. And basically, I'm going to need that so I can regulate the fuel for the turbo setup. So I guess the project has started. Okay, so I went ahead and I removed this one. I took out both screws, removed the old one, and now I gotta put this piece right here. So basically, I'll hook it in there. So you can see it's got a hole right there and a hole right there. You're just gonna line them up. And it's the same thing as the old fuel regulator. It's got a hole right there too. So it's pretty similar, both of them. So basically, instead of like this one running the fuel to the regulator, this one's gonna run fuel through this hose, and then that hose is gonna connect to the aftermarket one. And that's what I'm about to do right now. So this thing only fits one way. It has to be upside down like this. Like that. Go ahead and put this bolt in. This one down some more. And now, if you could look in there, let me release this a little bit. Try to get it lined up the best that you can. So, like right there, it's pretty lined up. So I'm gonna have to, hold on, probably put the phone down to do this. Or I can just do it like this, I guess. Don't overtime these. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys that there's a washer, O-ring that goes under here. And I was standing right here, putting this bracket on here, and I seen the O-ring right there. And I was like, fuck, how the hell did I forget that? But I'll go ahead and take those 2 screws back out and put the O-ring in there. And basically, I hooked this one up in the back to down there. That just goes to some air, some kind of vacuum source. And then there's a plug under here. This one's gonna run to this hose down here, which runs to down there. And then the one from here is this one from the top right here. It's gonna plug in right there like that. Okay, you guys, so I have these wires backwards, so when I tried starting up the car, it wasn't reading. I got it right now set for 38. PSI, which is what it should be around at. And before I started it, I went ahead and I turned the key, make sure there was no leaks. So the fuel regulator's in. It looks good. This wire right here runs underneath, and then this one comes out of here and goes underneath this right here. And then you got your other wire that plugs to the back. That's just a vacuum hose.